Hey guys, I'm hiding. Hey Greg, what's going on, Perno? Help. Hey, there's an actual bat in the studio right now. I shit you not. Only on the Big Daddy Road Show. Um, so I'm feverishly checking to see what kind of Pennsylvania. I think it's a fruit bat. Little tiny critter. Doesn't look like he's going to hurt nobody. He is currently under a blanket. Uh, yeah, oh no, I'm not going to hurt him. He's kind of secured right now. So I'm just going to Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've been having all kinds of technical difficulties with the show. What's up? Did you get the bat? I got the bat. He's kind of contained. He's got air. He's he's kind of tired anyway because he's been like flying around the last 20 minutes. I don't know. I get that last rainstorm we had. I had a very small leak, so I started to rip out the plaster in the ceiling, just a small section. I'm wondering if he got in through the chimney or something. I got bats in my belfry, basically. But I'll tell you what, if he gets out, I'll lose my shit because it's just the same as seeing a snake. It's crazy. No, I don't have any problem with catching it, Carla. That's kind of funny. But it just kind of freaks you out. Here's what happened. I was doing my regular setup for the show, which takes like forever. That's why if we have technical difficulties, it's another half hour before I can even go live again. Which, by the way, this is the Big Daddy Road Show. Welcome. We have a live bat. You guys know I like Batman, right? There's the bat symbol. There it is. So it only makes sense that we'd have an actual friggin' bat in the studio. Why not? But anyway, so I was going to come on and say, it's International Kitty Day. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I like my show to be informative. I like you guys to catch some really cool shit, like some information you could, really use in life. But anyway, yeah. So, well, actually, wait, I'm sorry. It's my bad. It's actually not International Kitty Day. That was yesterday. So 18 minutes ago was the end of International Kitty Day. Now it must be batshit crazy day because literally yeah. So anyway, I'm going crazy trying to redo the software. I go live, Carla. I go live, and yeah, thanks for those bats. That's cool. I go live, and I get this thing on the screen that I've never seen before, saying that my original post on my page was deleted, and I may have done that inadvertently. So that's a new one for me. I didn't know the software, would do that, but shame on me. So I'm like, oh God, didn't even look like there was a lot of people on the page. And I only wanted to talk about ideas and maybe get some, actually I really wanted to come on and talk about Grower X. And I had like a internet conversation, text messaging. And I'm always looking over to see if that friggin' bat's coming out or, cause I don't care what you say. It's just, at first I thought it was a moth. It's not, it's a big friggin' moth. Actually, I thought it was one of those big moths. The cats were going crazy. I'm trying to do the software. And this room isn't that big. This house is, like you guys know, built, a long time ago. And it's not the biggest room. It's nice sized, but he's kind of just, doing his bat thing. And he was going out the room, in the room. What the hell to do, this poor little guy. And then he landed on the curtain. And that's when I got him. I got him with the blanket. And he's kind of secured now in like a little metal crate, like a mesh, little container. So anyway, yeah, you catch that for me, Carla? Cool. Come on. How long will it take you to get here? I caught him. I just got to corral him and I'll put him out real soon. But anyway, really quick, if you guys are into bats, it freaked me out. Thankfully, it didn't look like this son of a bitch. I did take a second to look up some bats. I think it's a fruit bat. I do see bats in my backyard. Bats are very beneficial. They eat a ton of bugs. The other day, after laying flat all last month, I was out on the deck. I went for a swim, and I was getting attacked by the mosquitoes and stuff. So I need to get him back outside to get the hell to work. I got my bat slacking. He's slacking. But, yeah, he won't eat much, right? He don't. I think he's. I don't know. I think he's one of those. I don't know. I'll tell you what he looks like. I did find a picture of like the closest picture I can get of what he actually looked like. And there he is. So let me get rid of that. And that's what he looked like, but he was tiny. I don't know. Carla, you might know this. When do they breed and when do they, what do bats do? Do they hatch? They probably don't hatch, do they? They're probably born. I don't even know anything about damn bats other than I got one in the Big Daddy Roadshow studio right now. And if I spill my coffee, you know what the hell's going on. That bat's escaped. At which point I will probably just get the hell out of here and get my blanket, turn the show off, and hope for the best on YouTube. But all right, Carlos, he's not going to eat much. Yeah, I think the bats do eat a lot, though, if they eat the bugs, right? But anyway, what kind of bat is that, Carla? You know your nature. Carla, everybody, she's the young lady who puts the nice, cool nature pictures on the Big Daddy Roadshow from time to time. Shout out to you for doing that, Carla. Appreciate that. Greg, where are you in Florida? You got bats down there, right? I know you got those little geckos. I had one of those things crawl up my leg in a rental car, I think in Orlando, when I was going to Disney World. All right, so anyway, you guys know I don't want the show going long anymore. Well, they still do, but I don't want them going long. That's the new thing. So, yeah, that's the exciting news. We got a bat in the we got a bat in the studio. He's actually was just flying around right in between the first setup for the first show and the technical difficulties. But as I catch my breath, because I don't care what anybody says, like, that's weird. You see a bat in your house, you're freaking out. You see a snake, you're freaking out. It's like in your reptilian brain. You can't, at least and I don't have anything against them. I ain't going to hurt the little critter. I'm going to get him out of here. But, well, at least me, freaks me out. So, yeah. Yeah, active. You should have seen this thing. And the cat, okay, so I got this one cat that she's kind of like antisocial. She don't like bother with anybody. And she had just kind of come in for her once a day scratch. And she's on the desk behind the computer, and she's like kind of doing that up tall cat thing, you know, trying to get at the ceiling, which is where this thing is going around. And at first it doesn't register. I'm thinking, oh, it's just a moth. You know, it's late at night, super dark out. I have actually was looking at the screen. I had a little crack. I thought, oh, a moth got in. The studio lighting is attracting the moths. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's not a moth. It's Mothra. It's not even a huge bat, but you know, it's like having a goddamn bird in the studio. A bird that looks cool as hell. So anyway, moving on. What are you going to do? Can't really soak that for more. I'd ask you to share the show, please. This is the Big Daddy Roadshow. This is just kind of like just a little practice run, trying to figure things out, put the puzzle together for the new season coming up. Spoke with people today that are coming on. Oh, he won't eat much? Yeah, like Carla, here really quick while I have you, since you are the nature girl. Yeah, like what's the worst case scenario? I mean, if he gets out, I think that would look cool to see a bat flying around, considering I like Batman, right? I could just sit back and let him fly around. I mean, he kind of like just perched himself on the curtain, the black curtains back here. I should have just maybe left him there, but I just didn't want to have to be like doing this, you know, ducking thing. I didn't think that would be appropriate. So, like I said, he's safe, he's secure. He could crawl out. He could, if he wants to. If he's an energetic little bat, he could probably weasel his way out. But I think he's actually tired. He's probably grateful to be in a dark space right now, just chilling. At least I hope so. Anyway, this won't be long. They stink? What? Do they? No, I don't smell anything, but I have a real bad sniffer. I had a broken nose when I was a kid. So yeah, they don't bite, right? I mean, that's all I need is to like get some kind of like bat bite infection or something on top of my medical bullshit, Carla. So yeah, this is a weird day today. Weird day today. If you're just watching, this is the Big Daddy Roadshow. It's a little crazy today. We got bats in the house, bats in the studio. Just trying to put the puzzle together, and yeah. So, Carla, you're the reason for it that I even considered going live. Let me tell you what I wanted to talk about, and then I'll finish up really quick with what's coming up. Great. Greg says they can't bite. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, cool. That little son of a bitch is like shit, no more than 7 feet away from me right now under a Scooby Doo blanket that my kid had from years ago. Because I was like, wait, quick, how am I gonna? Yeah, I knew about maybe like getting. I was gonna go try and find my fishing net. I thought, no, that's not a big enough thing to do it. And basically, he just kind of flew into the blanket. Then he kind of went plunk, and he's yeah, he better stay there. What do you mean they bite? What are you talking about? They bite? You're just messing with me. All right, this son of a bitch is going to get the exit plan real soon. I got no time for that. And my luck, who's having nightmares tonight? Big Daddy is. So, all right, before I get bit by a bat, um, real quick plug for you guys. I told you I'm going to try and find you interesting things to watch on Netflix. I caught this the other night. It's the history of Walt Disney. It seems to be at the top of the page when you turn your Netflix on. If you like timepieces like I do, Laura Dern was in it. She played the wife. I thought it was interesting to see her play this part like that. Let me see if I can find my Netflix, get rid of the damn fangs, because now Greg in Florida has me freaking the hell out. I'm going to get bit by a bat live on the Big Daddy Road Show. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Carla. The blanket, calmed him down. Yeah. He's like, oh, you know what I could use right now? I could use a blanket. I mean, I've been flying around Big Daddy's studio for 20 minutes and and oh, by the way, this will also be, I didn't take it, but this is not a report on my CBD oil, but I am doing well with my CBD oil, and I'm not going to say that I'm cured because I don't think I am. I've had a couple tight feelings in my back, but here I am taking that too. But I really think it's doing something positive. I don't know, but I'm not going to really get into that. We'll go on. I think report number 3 is coming up tomorrow or Friday, where I discuss the journey to get the PA legal cannabis medical card, and also my first time ever using CBD oil as like a therapy for this back pain. Anyway, back to Netflix. I told you guys I'll be coming on trying to give you more bang for your buck on the Big Daddy Road Show. The Walt Disney show. I think it's called Remembering Walt. Pretty cool. Shows you about his young days, his history. He didn't have it made. He really kind of got into animation late. And I don't want to blow the show for you, but like his father was an asshole. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. Very cool for one of my favorite things are the old pieces when they look realistic in the clothing. And it was just kind of neat to see, like, literally he started out in a barn, had a lot of financial troubles. So if you're into Walt Disney, Disney World, Mickey Mouse, very, very interesting. The whole Mickey Mouse, the whole corporation thing, the whole getting ripped off and still somehow persevering, not giving up. So if you're just joining us, we've had bats in the studio. Not bats, thank God, one bat. And he was dive bombing. He was doing he's a hell of a flyer. One thing though, he'd leave the room and I was in the laundry room like a little cowering kid, not really scared, just more or less like, why do I have a bat in my house? Why is there a bat in the Big Daddy Roadshow studio? That was sort of like where I was at. And, you're like, basically you don't want it here anymore. You want to figure out a way to get rid of it, but you're not just going to go up and just go, here, little bat, come land on my finger. No, that's not what you do. You get into hyperdrive and you feel alive and you're like, let's try to figure this out like a rational adult. I actually thought about waking my 14-year-old kid, but then I thought, no, that's not going to do any good because then she'll just be freaking out, not being able to sleep. But let me go to the chat and see. Yeah, they eat tons of bugs. I hope they don't eat me tonight. And yes, the blanket. Carla, you think the blanket calmed them down? That's hysterical. Don't they carry rabies? Greg, okay, you're officially going to get banned from chat. It's obvious now you're just trying to mess with my head. That's funny. Remember what happened to Ozzy? Yeah. 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 I got news for you. I think the little guy's tuckered out. I think he was really, he had literally been doing so many circles, and then he was kind of coming down. Then he hit the floor. He didn't hit the floor. He landed. And then he was doing more flying, and then he couldn't. It's almost like he couldn't fly anymore, and he kind of come down, and he hit the back of a cabinet that was moved because, like I said, I have this real small section I'm replacing with drywall. I think the water was coming in from the chimney, and now I'm wondering if because I have that section out just to replace, did a bat come in through the chimney? Because I don't really think I have any ways for a bat to sneak in. I don't know anything about bats. Carla, do they sneak in? Do they look like for little cracks? Are they like mice and they can get through small cracks? Carla, homework for you. I have no idea. But anyway, so that's my Netflix tip. Netflix is something you're going to hear me talk about, as is Amazon Prime. And also recently I just did a trial for like 40 channels on YouTube, having the cable through the YouTube. I was all thrilled to get 14 days for free because I could watch my Phillies baseball occasionally when it's not blacked out. And now today I'm kind of miserable because the Phillies lost 2 out of 3 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And today they lost 6-0. That's not going to do it, Phillies. It's not going to get it done. So there's that. Carla says, Ozzy, that's right. That's right, Carla. Ozzy bit the bat. Some crazy fan threw what Ozzy thought was a fake plastic bat. You know, they were all the rage. We all had them in 7th grade. And Ozzy bit. Do you remember what a big deal that was back in the 7th or 8th grade? Do you remember how everybody was like, they thought he was Satan? Well, if you found out the real news on that, Ozzy bit, you know, he was just kind of like caught up in the moment of a concert. And, you know, I mean, think of the name of the albums and whatnot. And he was just kind of he was freaked out by that. And I think he had to get the shots, Greg, in the belly. So just looking over to see. Yeah, I don't even hear anything. I don't hear anything. So he's good. But let's see. So I wanted to come on there. And then I wanted to come up and talk about some topics. I'll get some graphics on the screen. I was talking to my friend Grower X, who's out west on a state legal cannabis farm, and I'm hearing that this is his last year growing cannabis because the price of a pound of legal cannabis has gone from like $850 a pound to $400-ish, and it's a lot of work working a big farm. Here's a picture of just one of his babies. Look at that son of a, you know what? If I was living in a legal state where cannabis was legal, I would make that my Christmas tree. That would be my Christmas tree. And hopefully it would be Blue Dream. But another picture showing these are his personal plants. And of course there's the babies, and it's a whole process. It's a whole process. You start with the little clones, and you get to the rows, and you can see he's professional. He knows what he's doing. But Grower X, if you haven't ever seen, he's been on the show more than almost anybody on the Big Daddy Road Show. If you're into cannabis, he's your guy. But apparently he's going to switch over to berries just because of the price. And he owns a very big farm. If you guys have watched the shows before, that picture there showing the rows, that's just his personal little, that's only his faves. But he works in the thousands of plants. And yeah. Did you see that Christmas tree? So there's a little, I'll get rid of them now, but there's probably multiple strains of cannabis. And that's what I'm doing, just touching base. I'm starting a series, just started a Pennsylvania journey, trying to see if I can get some cannabis for my back pain. So I'm going to try and track along as I try to get the legal PA cannabis card and educate people in Pennsylvania what that's all about. See if there's truth to the fact that you got to give up your arms, my pistols and my shotguns. I don't think I'm going to proceed if that's the case. But anyway, we'll take you on that journey. And of course, my use of CBD oil. So I was actually out today to Lowe's and was able to lift with the aid of my 14-year-old daughter, 3 sheets of, thin plywood and thin drywall. Just 3. Old me would have went and did a whole truckload. I felt a little pang, a little pull. I have therapy again tomorrow. So anyway, we'll see. Bottom line is I'm out of bed. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but just look out for those short little briefs on that. We go back to the chat. Let's see. They're still on about the rabies. They can fit in very small spaces. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I actually have construction going on, and I'm wondering if somehow it got in above the ceiling in the rafters somewhere. I don't know how, though. I don't know where that would happen, but it could happen. We actually have an invasive bird around here, Carla. Do you ever see those birds that like to nest in the houses around here with they have really beautiful, dark, rainbowish kind of feathers, and they got a beak, and they're gnarly little bastards. I don't know what they're called, but I had to actually shoo a set of them from underneath the windowsill, but that window's since been replaced, and the window prior to that was, from the 50s, probably 60s at least. This home is built in 1893, they tell me. I don't have any proof of that, but I know it goes way back in this old coal town. So, yeah, I'm starting to calm down. Keep calm and just talk to me. Stay close just in case Batman appears. Got a bat in the studio, only on the Big Daddy Roadshow. So this is also, I want to show you some other things. Here's some pictures of cucumbers. GrowRx does not only just grow, cannabis on his farm, he grows all the vegetables. And this is out west, mind you. Look at the size of those cucumbers. And I actually ironically bought some cucumbers on the way back from Lowe's today. Bought some sweet peppers, some green peppers that make stuffed peppers. And I was thinking about doing that, a little cooking segment on the Big Daddy Roadshow come this September with a friend of mine or two that are really good cooks. Carl, you were talking about making meatloaf out of, I don't know, what was it, buffalo or something, or moose. I'm kidding. I don't think it was that. I think it was elk. But maybe you come on or send me some pictures and we'll talk about how you make your special dishes with the game, wild game. Do bats like CBD? I hope I haven't partaked in anything besides the CBD in months. And if I did, I would probably smoke the room up, try to calm him down. But like I said, I think he was pretty tired. He had quite a workout. I got pics of those birds. Can't think of the name right now, but you know what I'm talking about. If you look at them, they got every color in the rainbow, but it's a very dark feather. And they're noisy. They're very noisy. So if anybody in the chat knows, or after I post this on YouTube, Pennsylvania, I'm sure they're in other states, but they got a very sharp, pointed kind of beak, and very noisy. It seems territorial. If other birds are around, they don't seem to like it. So a little crazy talk tonight on the Big Daddy Roadshow. Carla, I was talking to you on chat. You said you were bored. I always want to get these shorts up to explain what's going on. We're going to give it a college try of 6 more months for the Big Daddy Roadshow, and we're asking for people to hit us up on Patreon for $1 a month. We're not doing so. We kind of hit the brakes on that. Ironically, but that's cool. It is what it is. We make it happen or we don't. If you like the show and we help you waste some time and entertain you, consider going on there and making a pledge. All I'm asking for is a few bucks to help pay. And I'm grateful for the people some people have donated couple people, pretty good money. Actually, First Plateau, one of the services are paid for. So for the first time ever, one of my hosting companies paid for by viewers like you. I mean, where are you going to get this kind of entertainment? I'm wondering, should I pull the blanket? If I pull the blanket off the damn thing, he starts flying around. It'll be great for being on the show, but then I got to catch him again. Yeah, no. But let's see. So let's see. Quickly, we talked about Patreon. We talked about, of course, we'll take sponsors. I don't know if I mentioned that Trump is tweeting about Big Daddy. It's kind of crazy. I didn't see that coming. Tweet from Trump. Kind of nice, though, and flattering. The Trumpster, which will segue me into my next conversation, which is I still need Republicans, which is weird. I thought I'd get tons of Republicans for my new talk show where I try to spin things positive and try to bring people together in conversation after they, of course, tear each other apart. The goal is to have people debate in a civil way on a show called America Divided. And if you know any Republicans or independents, I'm still looking for a few more Republicans. And it's called America Divided 2018. So this is a casting call. And I'm hoping to have it going within a week or two. But now I've hit a snag. I can't do it without having, 4 or 5 Democrats, 4 or 5 Republicans, and maybe an independent. I got to have extra people because I can only have so many people live. Oh my God. How about a shout out to this guy, Ian Punnett from Coast to Coast. Ian, wow. Guys, do you know Coast to Coast with George Norrie and Ian Punnett? And wow, it's so cool to see you in my chat, Ian. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Ian was always the special host of Coast to Coast AM, and he was on my board today. I'd love to have him on just to talk about things, just to talk about anything. He has a way to just calm your soul. And anybody who knows Coast to Coast AM like I do, when I used to drive like forever at night after poker games or coming back from Atlantic City, man, Ian and George Norrie, they kept me company and kept me awake from driving off the damn highway with interesting conversations. And in a way, the Big Daddy Roadshow is just a version of that, only it's podcasting, et cetera, et cetera. But hey, shout out to Ian Punnett. And he just said that he'd be in touch. So that would be, hey, that's a blessing. There's a blessing for you. Keep him wrapped up until you get him out. Yeah, I am definitely going to keep him wrapped, the bat. I'm definitely keeping the bat wrapped. No, what do you think I'm going to do? Just go, come on, get on my finger. Get on my finger, little bat. Yeah. Oh, it's getting out of the house. Like, it's getting out of the house today. The studio, actually, I just wanted to let you know, people say I have a soft side and I'm not that tough. I am literally trapped in the studio right now. The door is shut because I wasn't going to chase this son of a bitch all over the house. I have him in here under the blanket. And now, like I said, I will freak out and I will dart if he gets out. It's not that I'm like really afraid. I'm not afraid of getting rabies or anything. Well, I should be probably because it's a wild creature from outside, but it just startles you. And I've always been like that with snakes. I never kill snakes intentionally. I think I killed one snake when I ran one over at Hickory Run State Park in Pennsylvania. Wasn't paying attention. He kind of I hit him. He bit my tire. He was kind of flip-flopping around on the tire. I felt bad, actually. I always feel bad when anything in nature. But no, not going to be killing any bats tonight. And like I said, look at me. I'm a Batman fan. It's ironic. Like it was meant to be or something. So yeah, if anybody wants to give me some advice on how to corral this bat and get him out of here, I'm just going to take the whole Scooby-Doo blanket and get him in there and just lovingly put him out on the porch and probably honestly just leave the blanket on the porch. I mean, I'm not going to spend time. I don't need to say goodbye to him. He can figure it out. He got in here. He can get the hell out of here. But thanks for the graphics, by the way. But yeah, so hey, now see, that's two things. I got my blood all pumping. I get to take a bat rescue and get him out of the studio. And Ian Punnett was just in my private chat. It's pretty cool. I don't think I should go on here much further. And again, if you don't know who he is, do a Google search. He's national, coast to coast broadcaster. I believe he lives in Arizona, Phoenix to be exact. And he had some issues. He had some health issues. I don't think he's any longer with Coast to Coast AM. I don't think. And I don't have Sirius. I'm not on the highway anymore. So I kind of drifted away from listening to Art Bell and George Norrie. And yeah, so anyway, if you guys know anybody who wants to be a sponsor of one of my special shows coming up, I would love to have them. Please let them know that sponsors are welcome. If you'd like to donate on Patreon, hey, hook us up. That would be fantastic. I'll put the link in the chat below. But let's talk about what I wanted to talk about, and then I'm going to get out of here. Guys, what do you think? And this all came from talking to Grower X. This is a shout out to Grower X too. He's been a fantastic guest on my show. And we got to talking about, West Coast, East Coast. And what I was saying was I was telling him about how, he knows everything about cannabis. There's nothing that the young man doesn't know about cannabis. Okay. He knows his field. He's the kind of guy that when he gets into a business, he knows it. You saw the pictures I just showed you, the meticulous aisles of cannabis growing on the farm. Well, I asked him straight up about the CBD oil, thinking if anybody's going to know anything about CBD, which is the hemp. It's derived from hemp, not the cannabis. It's not the THC that gets you high or makes you feel good. It's a different component. And he said specifically, I don't have the quote, I didn't copy and paste it to put up on the screen, but he said, no, CBD oil is in fact very beneficial, has been for thousands of years. Goes back to, hundreds of years before Christ. So we're talking BC here, folks. We're talking Egyptian pyramids. This was a standard medicine. So it's kind of shocking that our government has, prohibition in America is just ridiculous between the alcohol and the cannabis. But that's all changing. Some stats I got today, I'm just kind of trying to remember. 93% of the people polled today in America are all for medicinal cannabis. They see the videos on YouTube. They see it with their own eyes, what's going on. They want more research on the plant, and they want to have more healthy options in caring for themselves medically. And I am totally up on that. That's exactly why before I go for surgery, I'm trying every avenue, and I'm hoping for the best. I believe it's 63% of America is totally cool with recreational cannabis. And with the world we have with the opiates problems and all the people that are dying of drug overdoses and the severe drug problem in America, I don't understand, and maybe you guys can enlighten me, how anybody with any kind of college degree could look and just not think that the common thought that it would be better to have our fellow human beings puffing a natural plant than getting hooked on these major pharmaceuticals and then being forced to go to the street when they get cut off. Well, we all know, we'll talk about that in detail on the show. But yeah, there are more states than not that are legal in one form or the other. I just was at the therapist, and Donna at the therapy at St. Luke's Therapy said that Vermont just legalized it, and you could have, I think, upwards of 6 plants. So you could have them in different stages, and any person needing it, or now I'm not sure if Vermont is recreational, but I think she said it was. So I wanted to talk about that, but then we started talking about homelessness. And man, it's a big problem too. So I was wondering if we can maybe in a future show talk about that. And Grower X was saying that a lot of those cucumbers and all the vegetables he grows, that he'll go to tent cities out west. And he said a lot of veterans are in these tent cities. And on the East Coast, we know it's bad in our area. We have in this small town of Hazleton, we know there's a tent city out behind the giant supermarket way in the woods. And I don't know for a fact who's out there, but it's just a shame. It's a shame that we are living in a world where our neighbors are living in the woods. Doesn't seem right in 2018 America. But I don't know, maybe I'm just an old timer and I just am weird thinking these thoughts, but to me it just kind of sucks. And if anybody wants to talk about it, I'd like to talk about that on a future show. Service dogs. I have a young lady from Texas who I spoke with the other day, and I hinted to, she's coming on the show to talk about the 3 different types of service dogs. And just a little teaser, $25,000 it can cost some of these dogs to be trained. 25 big ones, 25,000 smackers. So that's going to be an interesting conversation coming up. We also were I'm on a page for empaths, and it's just intriguing the heck out of me, this whole empath thing. People tell me I'm an empath. So I go to this empath page and I go, okay, I don't know if I'm an empath, but it's just interesting reading. And it kind of filters into all that other stuff, which a lot of people are going to immediately discredit, but I don't discredit anything. I've just learned in my old wise years to not do that. But we're going to talk about numerology and astrology and superstitions and, ironically, a lot of things that they would talk about on the show called Coast to Coast. Wow. Ian hitting Big Daddy's Big Daddy Roadshow. Thank you, buddy. You're making my night. If you're watching, I greatly appreciate it. I'm honored. Let's see. Let me go scroll through. I just wanted to, if you're just joining us, we had a bat in the studio. He's still taking up residence in a little makeshift container. He's getting air. He's under a blanket. Carla says that he's all happy being under the blanket, and I'm to just keep calm and talk. Just keep calm, Big Daddy, and talk. No big deal about the bats flying around in your studio tonight. What a weird night. You ever have one of those weird days? You ever have one of those weird days? I was going to actually ask that too. Did you ever have one of those days where you wake up in a bad mood? I was going to ask you. Maybe you could tell me down below. Not me. This isn't me talking today. I didn't wake up in a bad mood today. But it did feel weird today. It was just a weird day. And the bat thing just kind of brought it all together to end the day. But what did you do if you have a bad day? If you wake up, you're in a pissy day, or you've changed your mood, what's your go-to thing? What do you do to change it up? Me, I like to turn on the stereo really loud to number 11, which ironically, if they got it right on the empath page, somebody was posting about numerology and asking for birth dates, and mine's 5/1/1967, and apparently my number in numerology is number 11. Now, if anybody's been watching the show for a lot of years, that kind of freaked me out because my favorite movie for rock and roll, well, let's just do a little trivia. Who in the audience knows what my favorite rock and roll show is? And I'll just give you a tip. One of the main characters likes his volume on 11. And 11's always been my favorite number. Don't ask me why. I'm not a fan of lotteries. I'll hit a few once in a while. Keno, maybe over 50 trips to Vegas. I think I've played Keno maybe 10 times. And I actually hit a nice payday twice while having breakfast at the Binions, the old Binions horseshoe. But yeah, so those are the kind of things I want to talk about. And how you doing, Nick? What's happening? But I think I better get going because, like I said, I want these shows to be a little shorter and sweeter moving forward. Sometimes we'll do long-winded shows, but I think we'll try and keep it to like an hour to an hour and a half, and then maybe do like the old days where we did overtime with Big Daddy. And we started a new YouTube channel. We're kind of like revamping everything, new everything. And lastly, I apologize for being a little lazy. I have to get some. I've been on summer break, and I have to get these microphones I invested in brand new this past, maybe they're 7 months old. We're having a lot of static, so I'm just working off the microphone on the laptop, and I'm not even using my really good digital camera. So if you've been watching recently and you see things aren't as sharp, this is why. I'm just kind of like figuring, you know what? It's summer break. We're just keeping in touch. And that's right, Nick. Very good. You nailed it. Spinal Tap. It goes to 11. Why? Because it does. I love that show. When they get stuck on the stage. Remember when they get stuck, Nick, in the props on the stage? The bass player can't get out. I can't get enough of that movie. That's the kind of stuff I like. Big Lebowski, Spinal Tap. Very good, Nick. You proved you listen and watch the Big Daddy Roadshow. You don't win anything tonight, but you got my respect. By the way, really quick, again, it was International Kitty Day yesterday. I had planned on being live before, and my kitties were pretty thrilled trying to chase after a bat in the studio. So listen, this is the Big Daddy Roadshow. I'll check the chat and say my good nights, but I greatly appreciate if we could maybe talk about this homeless problem in America. I really think it's just ridiculous. I don't understand where we put so much effort into all the bickering back and forth and political whatnots. And that's why I'm doing the new show, America Divided 2018. It's a ridiculous thing to try to do. I know I'm ridiculous for trying it, but I'd like to have civil conversations. I know they're not going to stay civil because I know what I'm reading on the internet and social media every day. I know it's going to have some crazy parts, and I have a way to combat that. And I'm going to drop people, and they're going to know prior to going on the show that if they lose their shit, then I'm going to drop them and then give them time to vent or just not have them back. I'll have people in the back office, and I'll be hopefully bringing different people on if people are waving at me in the back office that they want to answer a specific political question. But it's called America Divided 2018, part of the Big Daddy Roadshow. I've been in politics my whole life, but I kind of stayed away from it. And I think that that's the problem. I think that a lot of us shouldn't stay away from it because we better figure it out or things could get really gnarly just overnight one day. And we all see it. And it's just my way of trying to get everybody to chill, calm their asses, cool their jets. And if you guys know any Republicans and independents, I need a few more people to get the first show off the ground. And I think my simple little software here, I think I can pull it off. So just let me know if you have any friends that don't mind coming live. I already have quite a few, some regulars, some new people, but I need a few more people for me to pull it off and have enough people in the back office. So let's see. Nick says the problem is the prices of everything, rent, utilities. Yes, I agree with you, Nick. You nailed it. Maybe you should come live and be on one of my shows. And if you get anything around minimum wage, you're screwed. Dude, you're talking to a guy who I was just talking to a friend about this last night. I made it to above middle class, upper middle class. And of course, I didn't make it to the millionaire league because I spent money too damn much and I traveled and I had a good time. But when I got hurt, right back down to the bottom I went. And here I sit, trying to develop a little talk show. But yeah, I went to Lowe's today after spending a month laying flat. And I'm pricing things for the projects. And I can't believe, if I was a young person today, I feel bad. I feel bad for me being older and having the taxes increase in 20. When did they raise the taxes? In PA, they raised them in 2008. Well, go back and see what the economy was like in 2008. I still to this day don't understand. It's almost like they're trying to make life difficult, which is kind of weird, isn't it? When I get conspiratorial like that, but it just seems like they're not trying to make people's lives easier, are they, Nick? And so, yeah, that would tie in with the homeless problem that guys like, and then you have guys like Grower X who are taking from his big farm and just drops food off for them. There's probably states where that's not even legal, Nick. Exactly, Nick. So what are you saying, Nick? Are we ready for another Boston Tea Party? I don't think that's going to go down too well. I don't know. I think that's why I want to do America Divided. I think people my age need to just step up to the plate. Everybody needs to really get involved, elect officials but then again, we have to use common sense. And it's like the left and the right now. That's why I think there's some very bad people that just really, listen, I think if they want to make things better, we could wake up the next day and everybody works together and things get a hell of a lot better. My opinion is we shouldn't have homeless people. We shouldn't have tent cities in America. That should not be, not today. They promised us when we were young kids in elementary school and junior high that the future was going to have technology and everything was going to be better and everything was going to be faster. And, we went to the moon, apparently. Jack Neary says we never went to the moon, and we're going to do a show on that too. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of promises, like flying cars. Now I am seeing flying plane cars, almost like the little drones, but I see people flying on drones. So we're kind of getting towards the flying cars. But I don't care about the Hadron Collider, and I don't care about flying cars, and I don't care about any kind of technology going to Mars when I know that my neighbors and the worst part, my veterans, are living in tent cities that Grower X has to go out and hand vegetables to in the middle of nowhere, all along the Columbia River. Is it the Columbia? I have to do I don't know if I remember all my rivers, but, and I know on the East Coast we have them. We have them in my own little city here. That's sad. So that's what I want to talk about. The harder you try, see, we're all on the same page here. See, this is, we're on to something. And so, why do we let the knuckleheads continue on? But then again, somebody has to control some stuff. So, we're in a pickle here. We're in a pickle here. But I always jokingly said I started out poor. This Irish guy didn't have any white privilege. Just to coin one of the political correct statements that are being made today, there was no privilege for this guy. I do sympathize with that too. I'd like to talk about racism and stuff like that, but we're going long-winded here. Listen, this is the Big Daddy Road Show. I could go on and on. You guys know that. I'd rather have you live with me. So get the courage to come live. Look out. It's in the middle of the damn morning on the East Coast, so we don't usually get a lot of people. Only you insomniacs and people like Carla. Prayers to you. You have to get. You're not getting surgery. You're getting tested in the morning. Prayers to you with your test. I hope all that comes out okay. And yeah. So let me go and release the hounds. I mean, release the bats. We got a bat in the Big Daddy Roadshow studio, and before, like Greg says, I get diabetes like Ozzy Osbourne, I better bail. But you guys keep the chat going, please. Please get the word out. Please share the show. If you can afford $1 or more a month, please hit Patreon. We started that about 6 days ago, and we got 4 nice patrons. Some of them were nice enough to, well, let's just put it this way. At least one of my things are paid for, my monthly fees for at least the next 6 months. We greatly appreciate it, and I hope I've passed a little time for you. There was no commercials, so yeah. All right, time to go play. I don't even know who takes care of bats, Carla. What do we call those people? This is the Big Daddy Road Show. Yeah. Oh, Dave Stewart. Oh, how you doing, Dave? Yeah, I actually was pulling graphics for that. Racism, politics, Dave. Dave, real quick before you leave, are you Republican or Democrat? Because the new show is what I'm really focused on making rocking right now. And I need some Republicans. So if you could get the word out, share the show. I got a list of Democrats and I got some heavy hitters. And I don't know, Dave, how late you got here, but hell, Ian Punnett was just in my private messages and on the Big Daddy Roadshow fan group page earlier. I'm honored. If anybody doesn't know who he is, go check it out. National coast to coast fill-in host for Coast to Coast, which is Art Bell and George Norrie fame. God bless you, Art Bell, wherever you are. This is Big Daddy. Dave, I got to go. You caught me a little late. This will be on YouTube. Please share the YouTube as well. Don't forget to bring new members to the Big Daddy Roadshow fan group page. I had to get rid of trolls. So we're going down, not up. But the activity in posting is up. So I thank you for that. That's it, guys. I got to go catch a bat, Dave. I have a bat literally in the studio. It's crazy. He's resting now. Okay, appreciate you guys doing what you do. Thanks for being a part of the chat. Thanks for keeping it cool, and I'll catch you later. If you're outside in Northeast PA, I'll be the one outside with the Scooby-Doo blanket, letting the bat free. We'll catch you next time. The next show, probably Friday, where I'll do show number 3, I believe it is, on my journey to my new doctor visits, possibly getting the legal cannabis card for Pennsylvania, and certainly more reports on my new usage of CBD oil. Thanks for watching, everybody. I got to go. Ciao. I thought I turned it off. Oh shit. Hey, it's Big Daddy. I'm back. Carla, update on the bat. It's in another room. It's a long story, but I can't find it. So now I don't know what to do. Leave the window open in the other room. I'm in an empty building. Um, it's gonna be one of those nights. And the kitty was in there, and I seen it. It is tired. It was moving around. God, I hope the cat didn't get it, but I can't find it. I don't know where the hell it is. Anyway, I'm up all night anyway, so I guess I'll be on bat patrol. I have the window open. Should I leave it open? It's a weird Big Daddy Road show for sure. All right, guys. Yeah. Sorry for that long nothing. I thought I turned the show off. I guess I was distracted. It actually got away. It actually got out of my little contraption, and it was actually in a cardboard box. I tried to get it. It flew into the other room, and that's the last I've seen of them. So that's the update, guys. You guys wanted it. Big bad update. And thanks for telling me after the fact. At least it's secured in another room. Door shut. I won't be bit as I sleep, so I won't be turning into a vampire. Thanks, Carla. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Bye. Exactly. Hey, Dave, get in touch with me. We'll get you on one of the shows. We'll definitely, we need to get you an app, see if we can go live from wherever you are. Hope you're doing okay with your knee, my friend. Appreciate it. Appreciate you watching.